Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing a super fun craft galley design team project today where I am using a bunch of card supplies that we would normally buy to make our greeting cards, and I'm going to make this home decor project. So I'm starting off with this shadow box. I got this shadow box from Michael's, and usually they're on sale, so check it out and you could try to pick up one. This is a 9x9 shadow box. So the first thing I'm going to do is I made a 6x6 cardstock here with a bluish color, aqua color of cardstock. This is the Stampin' Up cardstock from way back when. And so just trying to use up my stash, I pulled that out and cut it down. So I decided to have a staple in the side of my project, kind of like a focal point. And that's why I'm using this. I am using a Concord and Ninth Turnabout stamp, the Deck the Halls one. And I am just going to go through and use some Catherine Polar inks. I'm using Something Borrowed and Aquatini, and now I'm using some Versamark, and I am going to stamp that out and use embossing powder. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that your panel is completely dry. That's number one. And you want to make sure you use an anti-static powder tool. That is because if you're going to do this technique on top of what you've already used ink, especially depending on the ink, it might stay wet. And then you just kind of have a big old mess on your paper. So the first one I'm going to do is silver, and then now I'm going to do white. And so I have two different shades of blue, and I have white and silver. And I think that this came out exactly as I wanted. That turnabout stamp, I'm just having way too much fun with those. So now I'm using some Nouveau mousse. This is expanding mousse. And I'm going to place this over the entire perimeter of my card. And the reason I'm going to do that, I'm kind of looking for that vignette look, or that cloudy, foggy look coming from the inside. I'm saying the words, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but hopefully you get it. So I'm going to place that down, and then I'm going to blast that with my heat tool. So if you've ever seen me use a snow marker, how it puffs up, this doesn't puff up as much, but I really like the subtlety of how it does expand. Also, another key thing, that I am drying the mousse completely so that I could move on with my life and with my project, because there's nothing worse to me than having to wait a million years for something to dry. I like to keep it moving, people. So I am blasting this with my heat tool, putting that aside. Now I'm going to take some glitter cardstock I had in my stash. I believe this is from a Hero Arts kit way back when. And I'm going to cut out Happy Holidays with Alta Nu bold alphabet dies. And you could see me lay it out here. It's not because I'm fancy or crafty. It's because there was no space for the holidays. So I had to be creative to get that to work. Okay, so now I'm taking out my 9x9 sheet in a minute of watercolor cardstock, and I am going to be making my background. And what better way to make a background than with oxides? So what am I doing here? I am opening up this, this is grill sheets. Yes, like grilling food on the grill. They're grill sheets. And so I thought, boy, there's slick surface. I think this might work to actually put my oxides on. It gives me a large surface. It's way cheaper than the craft mat. And so I start laying that down. And I'm just doing the exact same technique I would do if I was on a craft mat. So I put the oxides down, I wet them, and then I dip my paper into it. So I'm going along and I am TCBing, and that means I'm taking care of business, okay? I'm getting this 9x9 sheet covered and smothered in my oxides, and I'm loving the way this is going. It's not happening as fast, and here's why. So Mary, the non-physics and non-technical person, did not realize that these sheets actually are designed so the grease drips through while you're grilling. And so I know I didn't alert you from the beginning, but don't buy these if you're going to use them for crafting. Buy them if you want to use them for grilling. My husband swears by them. So now he has 2 extra because it comes a pack of 3. He's got 2 extra to cook with. So he got something out of the deal. Yay. All right, so now I went back to my trusty craft mat here, and I am going to just be going to town. I don't show you the whole thing because it did take me a little bit of time to get it completely covered. So here's my finished product. Love it. I pulled out this Tattered Angels Pearl Spray, and I went outside and just sprayed that all down, and it gives this really pearlescent shimmer cover. So it adds to your Distress Oxide, which can sometimes look a little too flat and chalky. Now I'm taking out my Sukaneko Sparkle Spray, and I'm going to cover this panel with it. So as I'm staring at this, I'm thinking, you know, these two just do not match. So I took out some Blueprint Sketch Distress Oxide, and I am covering the sides of my panel here. And that's to draw in the blue that's from the smaller panel. I really thought that it needed this extra touch. It was really just too different. So, and again, I'm not trying to be all super matchy-matchy, but you want things to complement one another. And so this subtle touch, I felt like just added what I needed. Okay, so I'm going to use the Neat and Tangled penguin die that recently came out. And I'm just touching up those feet. I die cut the feet and the nose and the body from just a white piece of cardstock. I found that easier. And then I'm just going to color up what I want to color up. I'm adding my body right to my penguin here. Now I decided to use some black cardstock in this video. Last time I used him, I used gray cardstock. This is perfect. And then I'm going to put down those little feet with some Nuvo drops or Nuvo glue as well. And my little pengy is good to go. And he's going to be, I pulled out some of the glitter cardstock I used for the letters, and now he has a little bow tie to match. So what shall my penguin hold? He's going to hold this little glitter tree. And I could have put anything in his hands, but I thought this was going to be good because it's a holiday home decor. So it's perfect. So now I'm going to put some fun foam or foam tape on the back of this tree, and the tree is going to lay straight down onto his body with a little bit of dimension. And that will give me the opportunity to pull his arms in, because the arms are designed to roll up. So you want to use something circular with a barrel like a pen and roll up your arms. And then I first use glue dots. Well, glitter cardstock has a hard time sticking to most things. So I think I show you how I fix that later. Now I've taken some Lawn Fawn's cardstock here. This is glitter cardstock as well. And I'm going to just punch out or die cut a whole bunch of snowflakes. These snowflakes are from Catherine Pooler, and I'm going to make a whole bunch of those and put them aside. Now on the back of my smaller panel, I'm using some fun foam with 1-inch scoring tape, and that is going to ensure this baby sticks and does not move. And so you can start to see my picture here come together. You want to use some really long-lasting quality products when you are adhering your home decor projects, because you want this to last quite a while. So that is why I chose to use some of the things I did. So now I'm using foam tape and liquid glue. And you can see as I'm going through, I'm putting the foam tape on the side, obviously that's going to be hitting the paper, and then the liquid glue on the side that's going to overlap the other letter. So I was trying to find a way, like I mentioned earlier, how could I get these words to fit and look decorative? And this is what I came up with. And it works. It makes the letters fit. Now these Ulta New dies are a blessing and a curse because they're awesome, but they are kind of large. And to fit the word holidays on something, anyway, that's what I came up with. Let me know what you think of that. So now I've pulled out my glue gun that's from like 1985, and I am going to glue, I didn't show you, but I glued down all these little bells that I got from the Dollar Tree. And that's going to be fun. I thought that was fun to add to it. Now I didn't show you how I made the arms stick to the tree. I actually used my reverse tweezers and some liquid glue and just held it together for probably about 2 minutes. And that got that to stick really well because the glue dots weren't working. And now you could just see me putting back together my project here. And it's proof that crafting supplies are good all over the place, because this is a Cricut spatula, and that Cricut spatula is helping me put this back together. There is my finished project. Let me know what you think of my finished project, my home decor holiday, using crafting supplies that we normally would use for card making. I had a lot of fun doing this. This was neat to kind of stretch my creativity into something else. Also, I think this would be fun to hang up, because these colors are my normal colors for holiday decor. So there we go. Head over to the Craft Galley shop, where you can find so many of these supplies over there. And also, she's got awesome deals constantly. So make sure you frequent the shop as much as you can. Thank you so much for joining us. Everything I used will be listed below. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss anything, and also find Craft Galley over on Facebook as well. We will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.